Welcome back to Hannity. So President Trump is forced to deal with an increasingly dangerous North Korea after the disastrous appeasement policies of both Bill Clinton and Barack Obama towards his rogue regime. That's tonight's monologue. All right, the president once again is having to confront yet another complete foreign policy failure passed down from the Obama and Clinton administrations. Now, over the weekend, North Korea held a military parade to show off its intercontinental ballistic missiles and other weaponry, all in a show of force. And on Sunday, Kim Jong-un tried but failed to conduct a new missile test. And today, we saw Vice President Mike Pence, while at the Korean demilitarized zone, take a hard stance with North Korea over new signs of dangerous aggression. Watch this.
The President's made clear, our administration's made clear. We stand with the people of South Korea, and all options are on the table to achieve the objectives and ensure the security of the people of this country and the stability of this region.
All right, if we don't learn from history, we are doomed to repeat it. So how did we get to this point? Let's go back to 1994. Bill Clinton was the president. His administration, they struck a deal with Kim Jong-un's father, Kim Jong-il, where, according to the New York Times, the U.S. agreed to give North Korea over $4 billion in energy aid over a decade in exchange for North Korea freezing and eventually ending their nuclear weapons program. Now, as part of the deal, North Korea would allow inspectors into its nuclear sites, but, and this is important, would also be allowed to keep their nuclear fuel rods, which can be used to make weapons for an unspecified number of years. Even the New York Times was suspicious of that part of the deal, writing at the time, quote, "This provision means that the potential that North Korea could break its agreements and quickly produce nuclear weapons will not disappear until the end of the decade." Now, these fears didn't stop Bill Clinton from praising the agreement. You may remember that praise. Watch this.
This is a good deal for the United States. North Korea will freeze and then dismantle its nuclear program. South Korea and our other allies will be better protected. The entire world will be safer as we slow the spread of nuclear weapons.
Yeah, he was wrong. The president was wrong, President Obama, about Syria getting rid of their chemical weapons. What if Obama's wrong about Iran also? Now, it didn't take very long in this case for North Korea to move away from the agreement and show new signs of aggression. In 1998, Pyongyang, they fired a long-range missile over Japan into the Pacific Ocean. And by 2006, well, the rogue regime had conducted their first nuclear test. And under Barack Obama, we saw an explosion in dangerous, threatening activity from North Korea. Now, look at the graphics we're putting up on the side of the screen. Now, they show various nuclear and missile tests that were conducted by the North Koreans, including a hydrogen bomb test, but that were largely ignored by the Obama administration for 8 long years. Why? Because of appeasement policies. Now, if this deal sounds familiar and similar, well, to the disastrous one struck with the radical mullahs in Iran, well, it is. President Obama gave the rogue regime in Tehran $150 billion in exchange for their promise not to build nuclear weapons. Tehran agreed to let inspectors into their nuclear facilities, but guess what? Iran is still allowed to spin their centrifuges and conduct missile tests. That's why it's easy to see where the Iran deal is going. All you have to do is look where we are with North Korea. And don't forget, when it came to Syria, the president, John Kerry, Susan Rice, they all said Syria had gotten rid of their chemical weapons because the president drew a red line in the sand. It never happened. They were all dead wrong. Now President Trump has to deal with this mess because after 8 years of the Obama administration, North Korea, well, they think they can do anything they want without any sort of response. The good news is President Trump has already shown that those days are over. And the president now has to take a tough stance and is also turning to North Korea's key ally, China, to help resolve the situation. Now, China has already agreed to stop buying North Korea's coal, which estimates say will cost Pyongyang about $1 billion a year. Now, of course, the president's detractors, they're saying he's flip-flopping by not labeling Beijing a currency manipulator. But guess what? President Trump, he likes the art of the deal. And now China is helping with North Korea. Now, it certainly beats the alternative, by the way, and that is North Korea developing long-range nuclear weapons with, of course, ICBM capability.